I'm in a miserable 6-year marriage and my wife is cheating on me. I want to leave her, but what will do this with our kids? My head is spinning from the constant fighting, and I could use some advice on how to proceed from others that have been in a similar situation. I live in California and have been married to my wife for 6 years now. We have 2 kids together, and I also have an older child from a previous relationship. His birth mother has been completely out of his life since he was a toddler, and I have full custody of him. He calls my wife Mom and doesn't make any mention of his birth mother. Things have progressively gotten worse in our marriage to the point where we are having loud shouting matches in front of the kids and going from argument to argument with very little break in between. We have tried couples counseling, but my wife seems to believe that all of the problems are because of me, and she now doesn't attend the sessions because she says I should be medicated or fix myself. I have continued to see the counselor every 2 weeks, but as you can expect, it hasn't resolved any of our marital issues. We have not had any domestic violence issues other than an incident where she pushed me during an argument while I was holding our infant son. This happened over 4 years ago, and I did not report it to the police. We have a home where we are both on title, but only I am on the loan. My wife had poor credit and would have made it more difficult to qualify for a loan. I am also the main breadwinner for our household. I work in the tech industry and make a good income. I'm also able to work from home, which gives me flexibility with the kids' school schedules, etc. I have some rental properties as well. My wife hasn't worked for a couple of years, but was previously a nurse. She also has a business that she started this year, but it's been going slow thus far. She will probably make less than $10K this year. Much of my wealth is tied into my home that I purchased with my wife after we got married. I'm guessing we will have to sell and split the equity after paying off our debts, but if someone has other ideas, please let me know. I did have her sign a prenup in an effort to protect my rental properties and also to try to avoid paying for alimony in the event of a divorce. My goal would be to get 50-50 custody of the kids and have enough money left over from the sale of our home to buy another home after the divorce. I know I will have to pay a fairly high amount of CS, and I'm somewhat okay with that since I want to make sure my kids are safe and taken care of when they're with her. I'm currently sleeping on a futon in a different room of the house because I just can't stand being around her. In a way, I also want to stay uncomfortable so I don't go back to the same cycle again. Please help. How can I get out of this nightmare with as little damage as possible? Best comment. Sorry to hear you are going through this difficult time, brother. Best advice is to not tell her a thing of your plans. Talk to a lawyer. Don't hire yet. Consult with the lawyers you don't want her to get. If you do this, she can't hire them, then figure out your strategy. Don't leave your home if you want it. Stand your ground and don't complicate things. Fight for the kids, or keep it 50-50 at least. Helps with child support costs. Good luck. Update 1. Just found out she's cheating. So long story short, my marriage has been rocky for the past couple of years. I had been trying to do all the things to keep the family together, being a great dad to our 3 young kids, tending to her needs, being affectionate, etc., but something has felt off for the past few weeks. I went through the cell phone call logs and discovered a number that she's been texting back and forth with for weeks, sometimes late into the evening. I blocked my number and called it, and a man answered. I didn't confront him but knew I had to get more concrete evidence. I hired a PI because she claimed she was going out to happy hour with her female friend. They tailed her, and sure enough, she met up with a guy. The PI said they were kissing and acting as if they have been in a relationship for some time. I'm devastated. I'm sitting here taking care of our kids while she's out doing this, but I'm not going to spring it on her. I made an appointment with an attorney for next week, but my head is spinning. I guess I need to figure out my living situation first as well. We have a house together, and it kills me to think she could bring this dude to my home when I'm not here. Any advice from others that have gone through this would be appreciated. Opie. She went out to brunch with this MF today and tells me she's with her mom friends. I'm fuming but trying to play it off. Tried to set up an earlier consultation with the lawyer, but he's not available till weds. I just want out of this nightmare. Best comment. Been in your same shoes. Wife told me she was out to lunch with a colleague. Devastated is not even the word. I am so sorry, man. How old are your kids? A lot of the comments here are true. Save all the evidence you can. I have seen where some have said it doesn't matter, but definitely helped me in eliminating any alimony to my cheating spouse. Like and subscribe. Update 2. Cheating wife. Attorney consultation today. Had a consultation with an attorney today. He was a referral from another family law attorney that I know. He's not the cheapest, but has very strong reviews across all the places I checked. So there's been some instances where I've caught her taking pictures and recording one of my kids whenever he gets a small scratch when he's with me. I also have numerous recordings of her being rough with the kids, swearing at them, telling them to SDFU, threatening to punch them, etc. He said these would likely cancel each other however. He believes she's posturing for a likely DV case against me. He mentioned he's seen this with numerous clients, e.g. wife punches herself in the nose, her eyes water up, and her nose bruises, claims husband punched her, and that it can be very difficult and expensive to prove the allegations are false. As a result, the husband spends a night in jail, gets a criminal charge, loses custody, is ordered supervised visitation, and basically gets screwed financially. He mentioned it might make sense for me to move out. I know most of the feedback I've received is to stay in my house. His logic was to file, secure a place, then wait to serve her until the hearing is 30 days away and move out at that time. Since there wouldn't be any orders in place, we would likely be playing tug-of-war with the kids for 4 to 6 weeks, but he said that would be better than having a DV case against me. He also mentioned to begin recording immediately if things get heated and tell her, "I'm video recording this so it doesn't escalate." As far as the affair goes, he said to not confront her about it as it would likely trigger her to resort to the false DV allegations. Since I'm in CA and it's a no-fault state, this doesn't give me much ammo in the court. What's the take on this advice? Looking for feedback. Best comment. I think it's pretty good advice. I cannot believe the amount of women trying to get DV cases against their ex-husband. It's absolutely astounding. Just listen to him. He's got good reviews for a reason. Update 3. Cheating wife. Options to get out. Reddit family. Wanted to share an update and get your opinion on the options that I'm considering. So the latest update is she's still cheating. She went out with the AP the other night and got home super late. I haven't confronted her yet because she'll likely go nuclear and trigger WWII due to her BPD personality. I do have an attorney retained and in the process of completing all the financial docs they asked for. Honestly, I'm struggling and this is starting to take a serious mental toll on me. At this point, I just want out or her out. Here are the options that I'm considering. Option 1. Optimal. She agrees to move out. I stay in our home. Come to an agreement on CS and alimony. 50-50 joint custody. I buy her out from the house and take her off title. As much as I would love this option, I don't think it's realistic since she has very little income and wouldn't be able to lease a place until she gets some formal court documentation showing the alimony and CS amounts. She also seems to have dug her heels in by saying she will not leave the house. So getting her to leave is going to be an uphill battle. Option 2, most likely scenario. I move out. She stays in the house. I lease a place. As much as I don't want to leave my home, I feel like this is the most realistic option. My attorney actually recommended this due to the high probability that she might try to file a false DV claim against me once she gets served. Basically, I wait until about 30 days to the hearing to actually serve her and move out a couple weeks prior to that. We play tug-of-war for a month or so on the child overnights, etc. But given the fact that she's pretty lazy, I doubt she would want to keep the kids full-time for an entire month. Option 3, nuclear option. File a TRO against her to remove her from the house. I've documented several instances where she's been physical and verbally abusive with the kids. It's only a matter of time before it happens again. I don't like this option because ultimately I am going to have to co-parent with her, and I know this is going to cause lots of chaos and probably counter DV claims, etc. Not to mention, I may still be on the hook for legal fees when she tries to fight the DV case. I know this is a long write-up, so if you've been reading until now, thank you, and please let me know your thoughts and feedback. Best comment. The only option is number 4. Step 1. Start documenting and secretly recording everything. Set up cameras the whole 9. If what you say is true, and she is violent and abusive, start making police reports after every incident. Step 2. After gathering a thick folder of police reports, drive yourself immediately to the nearest family court and get yourself an order or protection for you and the children against her. Step 3. Assuming the order was granted, apply for emergency custody of the children. Step 4. Continue documenting all interactions as the violence will most certainly escalate at this point. Step 5. Get divorced. You and your children are now free, and hopefully she's in jail. Important. Under no circumstances are you to make her aware of what is going on. She should only be aware when the police show up to service her the order of protection, which will include a vacate order as you live together, and escort her out of the property with only one duffel bag of belongings. P.S. This is the long game and will take about 6 to 12 months to complete.